Almost 1 in 2 people walking around right now have a genetic mutation that may be contributing to their high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, pregnancy complications, or heart disease, and they've got no idea. For decades, doctors blamed these symptoms on stress, poor sleep, or just getting older. But here's what they missed: a gene called MTHFR. About half the population is born with genetic variation in their MTHFR gene. I was. And when it's not working, when it's sluggish or overloaded, what I call dirty, key systems in your body start misfiring. I'm Dr. Ben Lynch. I spent 15 years researching this gene, and I can tell you, if you've ever been told that your labs look normal, but you still feel terrible, your doctors are not ordering the right lab tests. The good news, you can clean the gene and unlock energy you never knew you had. Here's what you need to know. Chapter 1, what MTHFR actually does and why it matters. Having the MTHFR mutation doesn't mean you're sick. It means your body needs more support than other people's. Let me tell you how I found out about this gene. I was offering consultations online, and someone one afternoon asked me about bipolar disorder. I started rattling off what I learned in med school, and then I stopped myself. I pulled up the National Library of Medicine and typed in bipolar and folate because I knew there was some connection between bipolar and folate metabolism. What came back was a paper about a gene called MTHFR. I didn't know what the hell MTHFR was at all, so I searched for it, and I was literally blown away. This gene was linked to studies to heart attacks, autism, infertility, ADHD, depression, pregnancy complications, pulmonary embolisms, on and on and on. Thousands of different studies. Here's what it actually does. MTHFR is like your body's chemical traffic controller. It helps convert folate, or vitamin B9, into its most active usable form. That active folate then fuels something called methylation. Methylation is a process your body uses to make DNA, regulate genetic expression, detoxify arsenic and mercury, and recycle a toxic compound your body makes called homocysteine. Now here's the key distinction. About 40 to 50% of people are born with MTHFR variants, either MTHFR variant C677T or A1298C. These are the actual genetic variations in your DNA. C677T tends to reduce enzyme activity more than A1298C, but any MTHFR gene, whether you have the variant or not, can become dirty from poor diet, nutrient deficiency, stress, or chemicals. And when I say dirty, I don't mean it's broken. It's like your favorite pair of jeans. They still fit, they just get grimy for wear and tear. Once you wash them, they look and feel brand new again. Your genes work the same way. When they get dirty, they just need the right support to function cleanly again. So you might have perfect MTHFR genetics on paper, but still have a dirty MTHFR that's not working right. Or you might have the variant and it's dirty, a double whammy. And here's what shocked me. We never learned about this in med school, not once in 4 years, not from any colleague. But here's the thing, having the MTHFR variation doesn't guarantee you'll get any of these conditions. It just means you're vulnerable if certain environmental factors are present. Think of it like this. 2 people can have the exact same MTHFR mutation. One is anxious, experiencing heart problems and pregnancy issues. The other one, same MTHFR genetic variation, they're completely fine. Why? Because the second person is unknowingly doing things to keep their MTHFR clean. They're eating leafy green vegetables, they're taking the vitamins as needed, they're managing their stress, they're avoiding certain chemicals. The first person, they're eating foods fortified with folic acid. They're under tremendous stress and they're exposed to chemicals. Their MTHFR is dirty. When this gene isn't supported, your body struggles to perform vital tasks. This means if you have MTHFR, you're not doomed. You just need to understand what makes it dirty and what keeps it clean. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you. Chapter 2, why your doctor hasn't heard of it. Research on MTHFR has been published for over 20 years, but most doctors still don't test for it or treat it. Here's a gap I discovered in 2008. Genetic scientists were ridiculously far ahead of what doctors were practicing in their office. The papers existed, the research was there, but it wasn't making it into clinical practice. So millions of people were walking around with dirty MTHFR genes, experiencing blood clots, preeclampsia, heart disease, recurrent miscarriage, mood swings, fatigue, infertility, and their doctors were either telling them it was all in their head, prescribing antidepressants, or anxiety meds that didn't address the root cause, or running labs that came back normal. And here's why this happens. Medical school teaches doctors to look for disease, but the MTHFR mutation isn't a disease. It's a genetic variation that affects how your body processes a compound called homocysteine. We'll talk about homocysteine more soon. Your doctor isn't looking for nutrient deficiencies or genetic function. Those don't sell medications. They're looking for cholesterol levels, blood sugar, thyroid hormones. So when your labs come back normal, but you still feel terrible, they have no answers. This is why you can't just rely on your doctor to figure this out. You need to understand the science for yourself and advocate for the testing and treatment you need. And I'm going to show you how. Chapter 3, the folic acid problem. If you have the MTHFR mutation, one of the worst things that you can do is take folic acid, and it's in almost everything. Here's something most people don't know. Folic acid and folate aren't the same thing. Folate is the natural form of vitamin B9. It's found in leafy green foods, in liver, beans, and lentils. And with that, your body knows how to use it because it comes found naturally in food. Folic acid does not exist in nature. It's purely made in a laboratory. Your body doesn't know how to use it. In fact, it gums it up. Humans cannot use folic acid for any biological purpose until it's made active by other genes. Folic acid is a form that's added to your processed foods, your breads, your cereals, your energy bars, prenatal vitamins, and your supplements in general. If you have a dirty MTHFR, your body is more susceptible to this non-biological form of folate. Side note, important one, you hear all the time, incorrectly, that you can take folic acid if you don't have an MTHFR genetic variation. MTHFR has nothing to do with folic acid activation. Other folate enzymes deal with that. No human should be taking folic acid. We'll discuss this more in a future video. So what happens when someone with or without an MTHFR variant takes folic acid? The folic acid builds up in your system and it blocks your folate receptors. Your receptors are actually the doorways that let the good folate in. This is why people with MTHFR can have high folate levels on their labs, but they're actually folate deficient at the cellular level. It's like having a full gas tank, but the fuel line is clogged. The gas is in there, it's just not getting to the engine. And the symptoms? Mood swings, recurrent miscarriages, heart disease, all the things people with MTHFR struggle with. The first step, stop consuming folic acid. Check your supplements, check your foods. If it says folic acid or enriched with folic acid, throw it away, don't buy it, avoid it. If you're pregnant or may become pregnant, follow your clinician's advice. But be careful. Public health guidelines still recommend 600 micrograms of folic acid daily to help prevent neural tube defects. If experiencing fertility issues or recurrent miscarriages, many doctors will give 4 milligrams of folic acid. But no human should use folic acid, MTHFR mutation or not. Focus on getting folate from real food. Eat leafy greens every day. And after eating a salad, I feel noticeably better. It's not magic, it's just giving my body what it needs. And if you need to supplement, use either methylfolate or folinic acid. These are two active forms your body can actually use, not folic acid. Chapter 4, how to tell if your MTHFR is dirty. You don't need genetic testing to know if your MTHFR is struggling. Your body is already telling you. Here are the most common signs of a dirty MTHFR. 1. Mental and emotional symptoms. Mood swings essentially. Depression that comes and goes for no reason. Anxiety, irritability, and a hair-triggered temper. 2. Physical symptoms. High blood sugar, sore muscles, cold hands and feet, headaches or migraines, chronic fatigue. 3. Reproductive issues, difficulty getting pregnant, multiple miscarriages, pregnancy complications like preeclampsia. And other clues? You sweat easily when exercising, like profusely, more than other people. Or you've gone to the dentist, you've had a bad reaction to the laughing gas that they gave you. If you've had 3 or more of these symptoms, there's a good chance your MTHFR gene is dirty. The next step is figuring out what's making it dirty and cleaning it up. Chapter 5, the 3 pillars of cleaning MTHFR. Cleaning your MTHFR gene comes down to 3 things: what you eat, what you avoid, and how you live. Pillar 1, eat your folate daily. Thankfully, there are many foods which contain folate, not just leafy greens. With leafy greens, the best sources of folate are found in the spinach, kale, arugula, and romaine. Broccoli, beans, and lentils also contain folate as well, but how well are you absorbing folate from those foods? Probably pretty poorly, as we all know they're pretty hard to digest. Liver is a fantastic source of folate, the best source actually. Pay attention to how you feel when eating these foods. If you feel great, perfect. If you feel off, then that food probably doesn't work well for you. When I eat spinach or beans, I don't feel good, so I don't eat them. When I have a romaine-based type salad, I feel pretty good. And when I eat liver, which is rare because I don't like it, I actually feel extremely good and immediately. It's not a placebo, it's biochemistry. Pillar 2, avoid folic acid like the plague. Check every supplement, every energy bar, every packaged food. If it says folic acid or enrich, put it down, throw it away. Folic acid is your enemy. Too much of it can crowd your system and make it harder for your cells to actually use the real folate your body needs. Folic acid literally blocks your natural folate from working. Don't believe me? I get it. So many doctors say take folic acid, ignore MTHFR. It's just hype and nonsense. Well, folic acid is actually contraindicated in a medical condition called cerebral folate deficiency. This means that people with low amounts of folate in their brain should absolutely avoid taking folic acid. It will make them worse, dangerously so. Well, we all have some degree of folate deficiency in our brain if taking folic acid. Why? Because our brain cannot use the natural folates. They're literally blocked from doing so by folic acid. I get asked all the time, how long does it take for folic acid to get out of my body? I want it gone. I won't eat it anymore. It takes about 1 to 3 weeks to get folic acid out of the system. Pillar 3, support methylation. You need 3 key nutrients: methylfolate, that's active B9, methylcobalamin, that's active B12, and you need riboflavin, that's vitamin B2. These are the cofactors and genes which support MTHFR to do its job. Without them, even if you're eating right, your MTHFR gene cannot function. But here's the catch. You can't just load up on methylfolate and expect to feel better. I've seen people take high doses of methylfolate, 15 milligrams, 7.5 milligrams, and after a week, they're anxious, irritability, and they can't sleep. And then they think, this isn't working. No, you took too much. You went from deficiency to excess quickly, and now you've swung to the other extreme. Start low and use what I call the pulse method. Take a small dose, see how you feel. If you feel better, keep going. If you feel great, dial it back. You don't need as much. If you feel worse, stop and reassess. Some people do need really high doses of methylfolate. Some people don't. I'm convinced the people who don't need as much methylfolate are those people with sufficient riboflavin, and they also avoid folic acid. Your body will tell you what it needs. You just have to listen. Chapter 6, what makes MTHFR dirty and how to avoid it. Even if you're doing everything right, there are hidden factors that can dirty up your MTHFR overnight. Here's what dirties MTHFR. Stress. Chronic stress burns through your methylation nutrients faster than you can replenish them. If you're constantly stressed, your MTHFR gene can't keep up. Industrial chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, heavy metals, these all burden your detox pathways and force your MTHFR enzyme to work overtime. Hypothyroidism. Low thyroid function slows your ability to activate vitamin B2, and vitamin B2 is what your MTHFR needs in order to function. Alcohol. Alcohol disrupts methylation. If you're drinking regularly and you have MTHFR, you're making it worse. I cannot tolerate alcohol at all, so I stopped drinking it. Nitrous oxide. This one's sneaky. If you ever had nitrous oxide at the dentist and felt horrible afterwards, headaches, depression, brain fog for days, that's your MTHFR screaming. Nitrous oxide literally inactivates your vitamin B12 and shuts down the methylation pathway, potentially for weeks. High protein. Too much protein intake leads to higher homocysteine levels. MTHFR's main job is to recycle homocysteine. So by eating too much protein, you're putting more work on your MTHFR. Eat a healthy amount of protein, say 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight for the day, and then have a lighter protein dinner. Eat more of your protein for breakfast and lunch. Intense or prolonged exercise. When exercising, your body produces higher homocysteine levels. This is why some people get exercise-induced asthma. They get red in the face, or they lose performance, or they have heart issues from exercising. Here's a vicious cycle. Mental and physical stress dirties MTHFR, and then a dirty MTHFR makes you more vulnerable to stress. So the more anxious, more depressed you get, which then creates more stress, further dirties your MTHFR. And you can't just supplement your way out of this. You have to address the root causes. You got to clean up the environment, manage your stress, support your thyroid. Make a list of your top stressors. What's in your control? Start there. For example, filter your water. I use a multi-stage water filter. It makes a huge difference. Another one, eat organic when possible, at least for the dirty dozen foods that are highest in pesticides. The Environmental Working Group publishes that list every year. These are the fruits and vegetables that, when conventionally farmed, are loaded with chemicals. Strawberries, spinach, peaches, apples, you name it. If you can't afford to get all your fruits and vegetables organic, at least get these organic, or don't buy them. It's not about being perfect. It's about reducing the burden on your MTHFR. And if you're going to the dentist, tell them no nitrous oxide. It's not worth the risk. Chapter 7, should you get tested for MTHFR? Genetic testing can tell you if you're born with a dirty MTHFR, but it won't tell you if your MTHFR is acting dirty. There are two types of dirty genes. One, born dirty. You inherited a genetic variation, also called a SNP, which stands for single nucleotide polymorphism. This SNP makes your MTHFR gene less efficient. Now, acting dirty. Your MTHFR was born clean, no SNPs, no mutations, but is malfunctioning because of your diet, environment, nutrient deficiency, or lifestyle. This is crucial to understand. Having an MTHFR variant does not automatically mean you have a dirty MTHFR. And having a normal MTHFR gene doesn't mean your MTHFR gene is clean. The variant just makes you more vulnerable to getting dirty. Genetic testing only shows you if you were born dirty. It does not show if your gene is actually acting dirty. And I know plenty of people who have clean MTHFR genes on paper, no genetic variations, but they're eating the folic acid, they're under chronic stress, they're overtraining, and they're exposed to chemicals, and as a result, their MTHFR gene is acting dirty. And I know people with the worst MTHFR genetic variations, the C677T homozygous mutation, who feel completely fine because they're eating right, they're managing their stress, and they're avoiding the chemicals. Genetics is not destiny. I cannot stress this enough. If you want to go get tested, you can. Use various genetic testing companies out there, or upload your raw data to a tool like Strategene, which I developed to help people make sense of their genetic reports. But honestly, you don't need testing to start cleaning your genes. In fact, genetic testing often takes your eye off the basics and it freaks you out. If you have the symptoms, just assume your MTHFR gene needs support and start implementing the protocol. See how you feel. Don't wait for a test to give you permission to take action. Your body is already telling you what it needs. Start with food, cut out the folic acid, eat the leafy greens, manage stress, see if your symptoms improve. If they do, you have your answer. Chapter 8, measure and support homocysteine. If you're looking for solid scientific evidence to see if your MTHFR gene is dirty, you can. The gold standard to see if your MTHFR enzyme is dirty or not is to order one lab test. And no, it's not an MTHFR genetic test. Save your money. The lab test is called homocysteine. This is an inexpensive and very commonly ordered lab test that you and your doctor can use to see how clean your MTHFR gene is, or dirty. Homocysteine is what's made after you eat protein. Your body also can make homocysteine when it makes creatine, phosphatidylcholine, degrades histamine, to name a few. You want your homocysteine to be around 6 micromoles per liter, ideally, or within the range of 6 to 8. If your homocysteine levels come back higher than 8, then evaluate how much protein you're eating. Supplement with vitamin B12, folate, riboflavin, and possibly glutathione. And also watch how intensely you're exercising and avoid what? Folic acid. Chapter 9, why your supplements aren't working. If you're taking methylfolate and still feeling terrible, it's not that the supplement doesn't work. It's that something else is blocking it. And here are 3 common reasons why methylfolate doesn't work. Number 1, you have folate receptor antibodies. Some people develop antibodies that actually attack their folate receptors. Usually it comes from food allergies, especially cow dairy or leaky gut. The methylfolate is there, but it can't get into your cells because the receptors are blocked with these antibodies. Number 2, you're still consuming folic acid. Even a small amount of folic acid will block the receptors and prevent methylfolate from working. It's like trying to unlock a door when someone jammed gum in the keyhole. The key is fine, the lock is blocked. Number 3, your methylation cycle is blocked. Methylfolate is just one piece of the puzzle. If you're low in vitamin B12 or riboflavin or magnesium, your methylation cycle just won't function. Or if you're dealing with heavy metals, oxidative stress, or chronic infections, those also block methylation. And this is why I just don't recommend people taking methylfolate and calling it a day. You gotta look at the whole picture. Are you eating right? Are you avoiding folic acid? You got gut issues? You chronically stress? Do you have infections or toxic exposures? If any of these are true, fix them first. Then the methylfolate will work. If you've been taking methylfolate for weeks and nothing's changed, or you're feeling worse, stop. Go back to the basics, clean up the diet, heal your gut, remove the blockers. Then try again with a lower dose. And if you're still stuck, work with a practitioner who understands nutrigenomics. This stuff is nuanced. It's not a one-size-fits-all. Look, you can do everything right. Eat perfectly, take the right supplements, manage stress, and still have an off day. That's okay. Health isn't a destination, it's a moving target. Some days you'll need more support, some days less. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. When you fall off, don't spiral, just reset. Eat leafy greens most days. Avoid folic acid when you can. Take your supplements when they help. And don't take the supplements when you don't need them. Your genes aren't going anywhere, and neither is this process. If you want to go deeper, watch the next video where I break down the rest of the Super 7 genes, how they interact, how simple changes in diet and lifestyle can keep all of them clean and working for you.